Hey folks, just me, another older yammer that I'm going to put out today. This is my pal Alexis, who is just a rad human being, and I was very happy to get a chance to chat with her. We knew each other from the bar we used to work at, Distortion, and from the music community in general, and enjoy. Oh, hey, no one has joined yet, but hey, anyways. This is me. I'm gonna yammer with my good pal Alexis, also known as the purple-haired Yogi. Interestingly enough, I badly timed ordering a pizza, so I'm also gonna wind up having to grab a pizza in a moment. But the door will knock and it'll be a thing. Just gonna send a link to Alexis. Dean McCorder's watching, Betty Galore, my darling Karen, Dan Crowther, Angie Kwan. There's all kinds of cool people watching already. Look at y'all. I even have halfway decent hair today. So it's just, everything's coming up me, I guess. I hope you guys are all doing well. We had quite the apocalyptic weather explosion. So that was fun as all heck. I, for one, definitely was completely unexpecting it, and by that I mean, yeah, they totally warned us. There was the thing. They were pretty clear about that. Anyways, I'm just waiting for Alexis to start in, and I'm waiting for my pizza. So I will hopefully not have to wait long for pizza, and then we can get right down to the nitty gritty. Because what's guaranteed to happen is, either the pizza will come right now and it'll be awkward, or the pizza will come like as soon as I'm like, hey, let's have a conversation, and Alexis will be like, yeah, well, and I'll be like, I gotta get my pizza. So it's one or the other, right? There's no winning. I see a whole pile of people, and it's winter, Betty Galore. Yes, my dear, it is absolutely winter outside. I found I have muscles I forgot all about today because I was out there doing the shoveling of all the crappy snow, which was gorgeous, and it was totally, like, I really enjoyed the, being out in the great out of doors, as they say. But damn, it was not easy work, and my shoulder definitely was. Sorry, I'm responding to a text. Yeah, my shoulder let me know that I had not been faithfully paying attention to it for the last little while. So, yeah. Francois Levalie is watching. Frankie Froglicker. And Troy Kirkland from the Rigger Troy. Man, you guys, there's some great people on this stream. And thus far, I haven't got Alexis yet, but she will be on shortly. I see Luann is on. Luann is awesome, and she got a really nice thing for a buddy of mine, so I'm biting my tongue, but it was awesome. Okay, I see Alexis is here. Are you in this thing? Because I don't see you, Alexis. I don't even see your icon thing. So I'm just going to type real quick. Oh, you're watching. Okay. Do you see a thing, Alexis, that says you want to be on camera? Add viewers to be in your podcast. Alexis Oaks, invite. Bonjour, Francois Froglicker. And Simone says, I had to walk to work before anything at all was plowed. It was fun. I can only imagine how awesome and just uplifting and spiritually phenomenal that would have been. I'm jealous. I'm genuinely jealous. I had to go to work one of either today or yesterday, and I was like putting it off, and then they made me go in yesterday, and I was bitchy about it. But of course he loved it, Luann. That was an awesome gift. Yeah, what am I saying? Oh yeah, so I had to go in. So I'm glad I went in yesterday because I think going into work today would have just driven me insane. Alexis, how's things coming? Ooh, there's like a button that I can push that I accidentally pushed. I don't understand. Sugar Ray's watching, and if I clicked bring on camera, I totally could. It won't let you in. This could be interesting. Try clicking again. I guess we're having some technical difficulties. I blame Mark Zuckerberg. I'll watch you but not join you, lol. Well, that's gonna make for an awkward yammer. That's not good. Try setting the link again. Okay, one sec, folks. Let me just. Yeah, you want it. Yeah, you damn right you want it. Let's see if I can find the link again. It should be right, like where I left it. All right, I'm going to paste here. We'll see if that works. Hopefully it does. Otherwise, you're all in for a miserable experience of just watching me go, so yeah, I like things and stuff. My eyes look great. My hair looks good. I'm getting the guys from Toonsday are doing their blog right now, and I'm getting all these messages in my thinger. So if I swipe my thumb over things, it's because I'm distracted. Hey, Sugar Ray, how's it going? It's good to see. Well, I can't see you, but in theory, you're a watcher, first-time watcher or many-time watcher. I'm inquiring minds want to know. I'm actually real happy with the hair today. It's been kind of. Alexis is calling me. You can't call me right now. Maybe I'll accept it on here. We'll see. Hi, Alexis. Oh, you know what? I have probably got this muted because I mute. Hang on one sec. Always allow sound on Facebook. So I can see you and you can see me, but this is not the same thing. I'm going to try inviting you again.
Okay, because you keep sending me something that says to be live.
Something that what? Sorry, I couldn't hear it.
No.
Okay. We'll figure this out.
There we go.
So I sent you the link, and it didn't work?
You are live, but it's not an invite to join live.
Says I'm live, but it's not an invite to join. Because I sent you an invite to be like in. Is there other buttons? No, that's invite friends. What's this one? Your viewers. Currently, just 3 people. So you're not able to, like, if you click, you can't get into the live thing? Alexis? Yeah, Simone says the same thing I'm saying. It's if you click to go in and you're like signed into Facebook and stuff, both you and I should have a button that we can push that will bring you on camera. But I don't see you in, like I get all these like people are watching things. So I'm not 100% sure. I think I hear my pizza. I'm gonna live stream this, of course. Yep, that's my pizza. How's it going, man?
You take the pizza first.
Yeah, okay. How's your night so far?
Yeah, it's crazy. You see that?
Oh, no doubt. Sorry, folks. I have poor life planning.
The cat dropped on the ground.
Oh, that's okay. I'll pick it up. How's your night so far?
Because I remember you. I give you the first one
Thank
because they talk to me normally 1.5, right?
you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I'm going to dip. And now I have to tap. Sorry.
The card.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
And approved. I don't need a copy. You're good.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Yep, you too.
Bye-bye.
You see that? My Chicago deep dish guy loves me because he made sure I was nice and quick. All right, now that I have pizza. Sorry, Alexis, I don't know if you heard that, but I had to go get food. All right, and I have more messages from Alexis. Let's see what's going on here. She's gonna try on her phone. I can see you, Alexis, and I see that there's a request, and I approve, and I'm adding you on, and everything is gonna be okay. Whew, there was some craziness there.
Aha!
How are you?
Good. Fuck my computer. Sorry, guys. I was trying to be fancy and I set up my computer in front of my tapestry and whatever. I'm just gonna go sit in my chair.
I got a crow behind me. I totally understand.
Yeah, screw this. I'm just gonna go sit in my comfy chair. I'm just using my phone. Fanciness is over. I tried. It didn't work. So glad to just use my phone.
Alexis, hun, there is no need to be fancy. We're all old friends here. And by
There
that I
we
mean
go.
you and I are old friends.
Well,
And I
there's a
have
lot of old friends in this chat too.
There is. At least according to the current thing, I can only see like 5 people. But there's some rad people in that 5, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So how's things been? Like it's been Jesus, it's been ever since we've chatted.
It's been a long time, and it's really weird to talk to you without the background noise of a really loud punk bar.
Yeah, that is definitely true.
Because I
What kind of
swear
pizza? It's just, I don't know if you caught that or not, Alexis, but I was also I ordered pizza poorly timed. So
I'm so
it
jealous.
literally just got here as I was about to bring you on camera. So in answer, Ray, the pizza I got was Mr. Universe from Chicago Deep Dish, because I like me a Mr. Universe. I did this test today that says that I'm slightly more boy than girl, which I thought was pretty cool. It's good to know. I guess I'm probably like boy on my dad's side or something. So what's been going on?
Oh man. Okay, well, since which reference point? Because recently,
Just
since the
what's
D.
the recent news? What's the recent news?
Well, I think a lot of people know I'm always in school, and that's kind of lame. I'm almost done. I'll get
That's
to be
awesome.
get to be a little bit more of a person. It'll be great.
That's so cool. What do you? So I know what you're studying, but for those that are watching, what are you studying?
So I am studying counseling psychology, because I want to be a therapist when I'm done.
And you've been doing that for quite a while with the like working in that field as part. I don't know if it's practicum or if it's just as you're going through school, you're also working or whatever. But you've been doing a pile of that, right?
I work and I do free labor as a practicum student. I do both.
Yes. Yes. Practicum students are kind of like interns or indentured servants. Less like interns because you don't have to give blowjobs. But oh, that was inappropriate. That was a Monica Lewinsky joke, and there's no.
It's not part of my job.
Good. Well, that's good. Sorry, my I paused the live stream because my daughter called in the middle of this. So
Oh,
I
my
needed to
partner just
find the call.
called.
What's that?
My partner just called. Let me just check my phone really quick, just in case he's dying or something.
Sure. while she does that, I'll talk to you about our great sponsors for the podcast. There's none. Just kidding. I don't have sponsors. What I have is pizza. I've got this delicious rum and coke, and when it's gone, I've got a Lucky Lager waiting for me. So things are gonna be they're gonna be all right. May you always work yourself out of jobs. Yes, that is. I will make sure that she hears that when she's back on the call. Her partner was calling her, so she had to answer that in case anyone missed. And now I have approve, add. Oh, I'm getting good at this now. Damn. There.
Okay, he's fine.
Good. Good. I don't know if you saw the comment or not, but Ray says, "May you always work yourself out of jobs," with a big heart.
Aw, yeah. Oh, I'll need you to do me a favor, Jim. So, you know how my vision sucks, right?
Yeah. Yes.
You'll have to read me the comments because I won't be able to read them. I can see the heart
That,
emoji, but I didn't know the words that went with it.
that's totally. I wasn't going to try and draw attention to it, but that was the service I was already going to provide you.
Thank you
Because I
very
know
much.
you're very busy.
Whatever. I'll be open about it. But yes, I hope I can always work myself out of a job. That's totally the goal. Totally the
Absolutely.
goal.
So your current work stuff. What kinds of things are you working with? Like things. What kinds of people are you working with? They're people, Jim.
So as a practicum student, I am working with almost anyone,
Okay.
like very general. It's like single session counseling, and it's sliding scale. So really, anyone who needs short-term counseling can come and see me in that capacity, which is super
Right on.
cool. And so you can fix a lot. You can figure out a lot in an hour sometimes, or we can figure out a more long-term service that would like rock for this person if they need it. And then on the work side, the thing that helps sustain me is I actually am an on-call manager for a women's shelter in the city. So
And that is
I,
that is one of the things I've always loved about you. When you started doing that, I was like, oh my God, because you're perfect for that role. Not just because of the being a woman part, but just who you are. Fantastic. It's a perfect fit.
thank you. I love it. I was a counselor there for 9 months, and it was amazing. And then I have to brag a little bit because this is the
I know.
job that everybody in the world wants. My job is I have this phone and I turn it on Friday evening to Monday morning, and it rings sometimes with the counselors or any staff that needs something that's important that they need a leader for because managers aren't there on the weekend. So I
Yes.
carry a phone around and then I answer questions from lovely people and make really challenging and radical decisions. Like, the decisions I make on a fly are quite remarkable sometimes, but it's the dream. I can like sit at a friend's house if it wasn't COVID and just hang out and just answer the phone like twice. It's a beautiful thing. So
That is pretty fantastic.
yeah, I kind of feel like I've arrived a little bit sometimes.
I have to say, I'm always jealous when I have friends that have jobs that are like beneficial to the world. Because like I have a job and I go there most days and I do
Most days.
things. And I feel like, my work is, it's like important in quotes. But, at the end of the day, it's like, I finish work and I look back on my day and I'm like, yep, that oil company is slightly more rich now, which isn't a terrible thing. But by contrast, when you look at your days, I'm imagining there's a little bit more like actual, like personal satisfaction and stuff.
So I have worked in the corporate world, so I can agree that it does feel a little bit amazing to have that different kind of perspective when you get to look back on your day. Um,
Yep.
but at the same time, I help a hair company get more rich every day, so like no one's perfect.
Oh, absolutely. The key is that I know I'm a whore. Everyone that's like, especially lately with the whole OnlyFans thing, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, girls shouldn't ever take their clothes off. They should only be pristine, except when I'm at the strip club." Like, fuck off. Like, I'm a whore. We're all whores. It's just a question of what the job description is like.
There's a really good book that I think a lot of people should read. Have you ever heard of The Ethical Slut before?
Oh yes, yes, I have read that actually. In
Yeah,
my
good book.
journey into polyamory, it's fantastic. Also, More Than Two was the one I think was even better. But yeah, The Ethical Slut is quite a good book in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
By
because
the way,
I think
Mark
it just,
Russell is watching.
yay, hi Mark.
Yay.
I miss all
And
of
he's
your
probably, oh,
faces.
sorry, go. You
Oh,
miss all
I
of our
was,
faces.
yeah.
So you were saying,
Oh, I was just saying that I miss all your faces. It's your turn.
no, 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 no. I mean, you brought up The Ethical Slut and how,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, like, of course, it's a great book if you're actually wondering, what the heck is polyamory about, or how can I do that respectfully? But it
mhm.
also is a really good guideline on how you can be single respectively, when you're interacting with people in intimate ways and whatever. So I don't know. I just thought it was, um, I don't know. I really appreciated the book. I have no
Totally.
idea who's watching, but like I also dabbled in that really shortly, and then I'm in a monogamous relationship now, but it didn't start that way either. So,
Hmm. Well,
and I was very ethical about it. I followed the book.
well, and it's good, right? Polyamory is not for everybody, monogamy is not for everybody, but it's interesting to sort of be able to figure out where you are at and that kind of stuff. Like I know for me, I started dating a girl who was polyamorous quite a long time ago, and we're not together anymore. But it opened my eyes very much, and so I started exploring it, and I found it personally, it sort of fit the bill for me, at least for the time being. Um, and what I was interested in was, but like both The Ethical Slut and More Than Two was the one that I mentioned.
Hmm.
Both are so like heavily into how to communicate and how to have effective, healthy communication in a relationship. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
I've never done that before. Like I'm a good communicator, but there's, you don't think about, you hear about, oh, have to have boundaries and stuff. And boundaries always struck me as one of those things that was like, oh, my boundaries are you can't touch me on Thursdays, like some bullshit arbitrary stuff. And then I read about it. I was like, oh, I actually have boundaries. I have a bunch of boundaries. And if I communicated them, some of the relationships that I've had that didn't go as well as they could have probably would have gone better. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's what I was trying to articulate, but did not do a very good job at. It was so communication heavy, and it
Yeah,
was
very much
so
so.
respect heavy, and like respecting every human being involved, and just very love based as well. Really good hippie book.
And that's also part of the reason why I struggled with coming to terms with me being non-monogamous, because I was like, I'm reading all these books and stuff, and they sound great, but they also sound really hippie, and they sound like people who are like, okay, guy, I just want to love everyone. And I'm like, I don't want to love everyone. There's a lot of people I want nothing to do with, but that doesn't mean I'm not this way. So, and how's yoga treating you?
Yoga is treating me well, except for the fact that the pandemic is just shitting on my studio.
Yeah. Are you doing like online stuff or?
So during first lockdown, I totally did. And I was teaching online and everything. And then this lockdown, I was teaching at the studio that we had one studio that was doing in person and online, and one studio that was just doing in person. And I have singing bowls, so I was just chilling over in the in-person studio that was right by my apartment.
Mhm.
And that one, of course, the schedule got shut down when the government did their most recent lockdown. And so, or when they shut down the studios before they locked everything down, actually. I have
Yeah.
feelings. Um, and so someone else already had a class during my slot, and I have a really particular schedule. So I just decided to embrace the break. And so I haven't been teaching. I have intentions to put some free YouTube stuff up for people, but I'm feeling so lazy lately, not in a negative, tearing myself down way, in a I deserve to be lazy kind of way.
Uh-huh. You know, like
So yeah.
I worked, full-time day job in the office world, and then Fridays and Saturday nights I would go and work at Distortion. And I did
Yep.
that for the entire time that bar was open, and I loved every second of it. And after the first couple of weekends where everything seemed weird after Distortion closed, when I finally had that opportunity to like in my brain accept and like go to sleep at normal times and wake up at normal times, I was like, oh, this is what people do. I like this, you know? And I would totally, Mark, if you're still on and you start a bar up, I'll still gladly hop behind the bar or beat people up for you. But, you know, I'm really enjoying, I don't think there's anything wrong with taking those moments for ourselves
Hmm.
and just being able to breathe a bit. Um, I am not a yogi. Uh, I'm actually kind of bummed about how inflexible I am because um, I used to do Taekwondo and I was very, despite being even larger than I am now, I was surprisingly graceful and dexterous and flexible. Um,
Hmm.
but those days they're gone. And the person who was to blame, as much as I would like to say Jason Kenny or something else, it's actually me. Because I can stretch and I should stretch, but I don't stretch. So one of the things I'm hoping to do in the next, over the sort of Christmas break is get myself into a bit more of a routine of that. Because literally today I was like, oh, that, all the shoveling, my body hurts. I'm gonna stretch my, no, not stretching.
Well, if it helps you, if it makes you feel any better, even though I am a yogi, I still struggle to get to my mat right now. Um, it there's a mental block sometimes when it's just all at home but I was even sometimes struggling to get to the studio sometimes as well. So like I know to stretch, but
Mm-hmm.
we're human. Sometimes we just don't stretch, even though we
It's
know it feels
so
good.
true. Yeah, no, I totally I agree with that 100%. I often will join gyms or do things, and I will be good about it and diligent about it. But there's it comes in waves where you're like, I just want to go home and like sit in my own filth and watch bad Netflix documentaries or something, and like, but you have like, I'm usually pretty good at forcing myself. But I was going to a gym, boxing club, and it was owned by a buddy of mine. I love the whole thing. It was great. Um, but it's also on the other side of town. So even when they, opened things back up, I was like, so do I really want to like an hour long public transit trip just to go box for an hour and then come home like another hour? No, no, I'm good. Um, it's so I literally have, and by not doing that, I have Confederation Park like behind me. I have all sorts of things all around that I could do that are healthy and wonderful, but I have gotten very good at Netflix.
Yeah, me and Brad are binge watching Law and Order Special Victims Unit from the beginning, right?
So I don't know for sure. Yeah, there was a bit of a lag there. So if I heard correctly, you and Brad are watching Special Victims Unit from the beginning. Is that right? Law
Oh,
and Order.
you totally got my gibberish. Yes.
I got skills. I yammer well.
Yeah,
You know,
so I can also Netflix well.
I have never watched a single episode of Law and Order because every time I've tried, like I get maybe like 10 minutes in and I'm like, but that's not me judging you because I've also watched all of Grey's Anatomy.
I love Grey's Anatomy.
The interesting thing is I don't love Grey's Anatomy. I put it on the first time I put it on was I was like, I want to watch a show because I was dealing with insomnia and I was like, I want to watch a show that I'm not going to stay awake for because I'll do that. I'll put on like, a Marvel show and like I'm just about to fall asleep and then like, what's the Punisher doing? But with Grey's Anatomy, I was like, this is perfect. I don't give a fuck about these people. And so I watched and I've rewatched that series over and over again. And I honestly by like the last, I don't know, they're on season 280 or something like that. And every time I watch it all the way through, by the current season, I'm like a little bit invested in some of the characters, but that's a lot of commitment for something you don't care about. And I've watched, I think it's like 16 seasons, and I've probably watched it like 5 times back to back, just for insomnia purposes.
Just for insomnia.
And it's not real insomnia, like real insomnia there you can't sleep and your life is hell. I'm talking about where I'm having trouble sleeping, I'm going through a wave of like it's not perfect. And then if I'm watching a show that I'm more invested in, then something interesting happens or a cliffhanger happens and I'm like, well, I can't sleep now.
Yeah, like I won't watch something, like I won't watch a new episode of something if I'm trying to get to sleep. But if I'm,
Yeah.
like I'll fall asleep. I've watched SVU all the way through. The first time I
Mhm.
watched it, I was simultaneously grading statistics assignments though. So it
That
was like my
sounds like
background.
fun. Yes. Did you
It
say
didn't even,
grading statistics assignments?
yes, I did. I was a TA in university.
Cool.
I was,
And I imagine statistics, of course, would have been just sort of really exciting work to grade.
I actually really, I liked it, except it was really time consuming and I don't think they paid me as much as they should.
Yes. In truth, I actually, very much love statistics, and I probably would enjoy the hell out of that. But I like I used to teach college, and when I was teaching college, I would I would do all the marking myself because every time I had a TA, I'm kind of particular in how I do things, and the TA would never
Mhm.
work out. So it's like, you know what? Maybe I'm the problem. I'll just grade my own shit. And
That's fine.
what's that?
I just said that's fine to
Oh
grade
yeah.
your own shit.
Um, yeah. And but when I was grading it, I found that um, the sort of consistent errors were frustrating because it's like slapping you in the face, going, "It turns out you didn't teach this part well because everyone's getting it wrong, so you have to do better." But it was also, like you'd see the same mistake over and over again, and it kind of like you start to get bitter and numb all at the same time. I don't know. I found marking it was one of the worst parts of teaching actually, which is probably why other people get TAs.
It's why I'm not super eager to get a PhD or anything because I don't want to like mark papers for a living.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
marking papers, oof, no thanks.
yeah.
I'd
I
really
can't
rather,
imagine, and I can't imagine like being like a doctoral thesis. I don't know what the term for that is, but the guy who's like, yeah, let's work on your doctoral thesis together, and I know things. I have like, do you know Dongo, the drummer from Johnny Incognito and stuff? I don't know if you would or
I
not.
don't know. I don't think so.
Um, he's got about a decade on me. He's an older fella, but rad as all hell, and he's got a PhD in it's the paleoanthropology,
Whoa.
and he's an engineer, so obviously he's got a degree in paleoanthropology. Um, but he's trying to sort of find that balance between the science, the art, the tactile, all of this, and that's like his I think, and I'm maybe putting words in his mouth, but I think that the thing that terrifies him most about a life in academia is that like having to teach intro to paleoanthropology. Does everyone remember to bring their shovels? Which one is the shovel? Yes, Billy.
Oh, right. Oh, I bet.
I can imagine that like teaching some doctoral course or even master's level course or later bachelor's degree, like there'd be interesting engaged conversation. But when you're like doing the intro course, I taught intro to computers, and it was neat. Not all.
Yeah, no one takes the intros like seriously. So yeah, that wouldn't be super fun.
Well, and I think a lot of the time people take the intro courses because they think like, this is a thing I've always been kind of into, and maybe this will be fun, and I'll learn some stuff. And then they do it, and they're like, "Oh, I hate this. Really don't want to do like a career in whatever paleoanthropology or astrophysics or something." And then they're like, "I have to get through this course, but I don't care about it. I'm really not going to put a lot of effort in, am I?" No. So what else has been going on since the days of the D when we used to work together?
Well, my music taste like took a weird twist. I don't know
You
if you've seen that.
only like DRI now?
Um, so I kind of went and turned into a bit of an EDM fan.
Okay.
Although the interesting thing though is that like I still keep my hardcore roots because you'll still catch me pretty close to the mosh pit at a heavy dubstep show.
Is there a mosh pit at a dubstep show?
Yeah, they totally mosh at a dubstep show. And they
That's
also
cool.
mosh kindly and pick people up off the floor like you do at the D.
Excellent. That's how
Yeah,
mosh pits should be.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the actual like culture of the EDM scene is for the most part really cool. The energy is really neat. But me and Brad were talking, and I was like, when live music is back, I was like, as much as I still want to keep going to those shows, it's like I miss my punk shows. I was like, if the Dayglow abortions come back, like you need to experience that. That needs to be a thing that
Mhm.
happens in your life. Um,
Totally.
but the cool thing was that he was kind of a bit of a metalhead in high school, so he's still like acclimatized to the heavier genres, and he's a dubstep fan, so he likes. I don't know. I would say his EDM taste is pretty rad.
Excellent.
He walked
You
into
know,
the apartment too, just as I started talking about him.
yeah,
Here, let me see if I can like get him in the video. I'm
he's
trying.
waiting. Hello. Um,
So
what
yeah,
I
that's my
found
Brad.
when like excellent. It's good to have a Brad.
Yeah.
I don't have a Brad. My Seth came home earlier and he was wandering about and grabbing pizza, but he tried to be real cool about it. No, I found that like in the first days when we were doing those shows at D2, I hated them.
Oh,
I
those were
hated
bad.
what I hated about it was I hated the people. I hated the music. I hated everything about those shows because I was very, very like closed off, and I was like, "This is not music. It is made with computers, and therefore it is not music." Me being a dink. And as it went, eventually things started to like I'd hear stuff and I'd be like, "Well, that's actually kind of cool. I like what they did there." And by the time Distortion was doing those shows, I didn't mind so much at all. There were some performers that I actually got, to look forward to seeing and stuff, and that was kind of an unexpected thing. Um, and now, like, I only have very, very finite tastes in that area, but like dark synthwave and stuff, like that's just cool music, whether you like it or not. That's just facts. And I'll listen to jazz and I'll listen to metal, but I'll also listen to dark synthwave, which sounds exactly like
Hmm,
being trapped in a 1980s action film.
interesting.
I have to grab a cigarette for my eldest son because that's what parents do. One sec.
I wonder what your Christmas present's gonna be.
Well, my Christmas present's gonna be. I hope it's not a pack of smokes.
It's probably gonna be a bag of smokes.
Probably gonna be. That's my son. Say hi, Seth.
Hi. I'm in.
Hi.
He's a gangly boy. He's actually, aside from the hair, which is long and luxurious, beautiful server curls, he's very much like what I was like when I was his age, except I was skinnier and weaker. And he's not. He learned from my mistakes because I just assumed at the time that I would never be anything but skinny and weak, so I didn't bother trying to fix that. And he's like, you know what? I want to like so I want to punch the punching bag, and I want to like be healthy and stuff, and so I'm very proud of him.
Well, that's
Don't tell him.
cool.
Yeah, don't tell him. It'll just go straight to his head. He's an enormous. He's 18, right? So they're just fucking terrible.
I mean, the
Oh
ego.
yeah.
Also, this is one of his several places to roll joints in my, or just keep garbage in my house. I didn't even think about that when I was moving the camera around. I'm like, oh yeah, people are seeing how trashed my living room is. But I'm a single dad. Don't care.
Here's my messy ottoman and all my cannabis paraphernalia.
Right? Because we're the same.
Not all of it, just some. Where do you guys get
Oh yeah, my family. Stop watching.
He suddenly pokes his head and he's like, why do you guys get special privileges? I'm a single kid. Yeah, that's because you're ugly.
Yeah.
I love him. He's not ugly.
You know,
If I could do it all over again, or if I could actually, let me put it this way. If I could go and talk to past me and give me one lesson, it would be condoms. That's not true. Ray says, I have 3 teens. They all have their own mess stations. I have 2 that live with me. One of them is playing Teen Boy Runaway right now, so he's not here. But I have like just in eyesight 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're mostly like random garbage and drug paraphernalia, which is hilarious because I don't do drugs. But my house.
Oh yeah, that's right. I always forgot you would
mean,
never smoke weed with me.
Yeah, that's not fair. I don't smoke weed. I will do acid and I'll do all kinds of stupid shit. But I cannot handle marijuana. I am not cool
Oh,
enough.
Jim, we need to have an acid day one day.
Everybody. Oh, sorry, did you say acid day?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
I know.
Yeah, everyone's always like when I say that I can't smoke weed, people are like, guy, you just need me to hold your hand through the process. I'm like, no, it's not like I did it once and was like, that was scary. Like I used to smoke weed all the time when I was a kid, and that just stopped being good. And now it's like as soon as I take a hoot, I'm like, oh, it's time for sleep time, and I just don't think that's a fun party, so I don't do it. I see Ray says she does not smoke weed, and all 3 kids smoke weeds. Shrooms, zoom. I cannot get high on mushrooms anymore. The first time I smoked mushrooms, I totally smoked some mushrooms, man. After I injected the marijuana.
Smoke a mushroom. That's not good for you.
But when I did mushrooms the first time, and I had a really fantastic experience. It was my first time, and then he got a hallucinogenic drug, and I was like, that's so cool. And I cannot buy a mushroom high now. Like I literally, the first time I did acid was after the fact, and I was like, I bet it's not going to work because mushrooms don't work for me. To the point where like I went with a buddy to Amsterdam many years ago, and we bought like big tray of mushrooms, and the guy's like, bros, you only need like 2 or 3 caps. And we're like, just gorged on them. And he's literally lying on the bed going like, and I'm like, maybe I'll just smoke some of this hash here. It just does nothing for me.
I just find, like, I don't know, it just bums me out.
Yeah.
This isn't, I respect that some people love them because I think that everyone has, within reason, there's just some ones that are on my no list, just my hard no list.
Yeah.
But like, like some people have their hallucinogens that they really like. I think LSD, mushrooms, and cannabis, for example, are all relatively safe substances for people to recreationally use. I think you can gain a lot of insight from them. But like you said, some people like weed, some people like acid, some people like mushrooms. But yeah, no, I am not a mushroom person. No.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that can't do the mushrooms because of the gastrointestinal issues that they get.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not one of those because like I can't drink milk, but I can eat mushrooms. It's a weird trade-off, but yeah, I literally I didn't expect to ever do acid because I was raised in a time where everyone was like, "Oh my God, acid." I heard about this guy who took acid at a party and he felt the bloodstream pulsing in his leg and decided it was a spider and cut his leg off. That's what acid does. And so like
Right.
I went my whole life just being like, well, that's a terrible idea. I don't want that. And it wasn't something that I believed anymore, but it's just in the back of the head, like, that's a dangerous, don't ever do that drug. And then I was dating a girl, same girl actually from the earlier conversation. I was dating her and she was like, it's my birthday. I want to get a hotel room and just like have a whole night where we do acid and laugh at all night. Are you cool with that? I was like, yes, I am. And oh my God, we had a great time. And yeah, I could not have been happier with the way that went. And I'm like, yeah, I should do that a bunch. And by a bunch, I mean like once a year.
Yeah,
Ray
it's good
says,
every once in a while.
yeah, exactly. It's like a treat, right? So Ray says, I used to do MDMA. I started doing them for therapy. Then I realized the party aspect. Then I got heart palpitations for 3 months from doing too much. So that's off the table now. Oh, absolutely. Interestingly, I've got a buddy, Charles. Charles is a drug activist in the States, and he's a really big proponent in the idea of dealing with trauma through things like MDMA and ayahuasca and whatnot. He comes from, he actually has a movie about trauma. He's a filmmaker. He's also got a really cool movie about the situation of the Mexican American border, and it's the plastic people, the people that basically the Americans threw into Tijuana and said, "Okay, you're Mexican now because you're not welcome here." And these are people that are like, they don't speak Mexican, they are Spanish, they've never lived in Mexico, since they were 2 or whatever, and they're just like forgotten people at the border. Anyways, Charles, when I watched his, and I'm trying to find the name of the video for the life of me, I can't think of it right now, but very much about using things like MDMA to connect with your emotional core when you haven't had that, right? So, in his case, he came from a very awful home, with a lot of pain and a lot of post-traumatic stress, and it was a way for him to sort of reconnect with his emotions. He wound up going to jail as a result. He got busted with MDMA on him in Chicago, and they sent him to jail for a year because it was his 3rd strike. And thanks, America.
That
You just
sucks.
keep drinking that beer. Sorry, I'm yammering a lot more than you are, Alexis.
Oh no, I
That's
like
my
your
fault.
yammer.
I do yammer well, not gonna lie. Have you, you've been exploring EDM. What other kind of like music stuff have you been working within and listening to and loving?
Um, well, let's see. Well, because within EDM, there's of course tons of genres as well. So, like I mentioned, like there's the heavier dubstep, but then there's also like really cool, like really chill tribal stuff that's really cool for when I'm doing yoga,
Mhm.
or like the melodic, beautiful stuff. Or my favorite musician is a heavy hitter and a melodic person, like at the same time. So there's like melodies and heavy drops, and they go together really well. And then there's also funky stuff, and the funk is fun to dance to. The funk is the funnest to
Mhm.
dance to.
And that's another one of those like things I never thought I'd be good at, but I'm a terrible dancer, but I'm a really good dancer. I'm super entertaining, if nothing else.
I'm a
And
terrible
I love,
dancer.
what's that?
I'm a terrible dancer, but I don't care.
I don't believe that at all. You've always been a person that I think just has that physical panache to pull off dancing better than I have to go with character.
I wear like really cool costumes and it balances it all out. Like I have like spirit hoods and like unicorn hats and onesies and all these fun.
Did you
I
say
identify as a unicorn.
excellent? Did you say spirit hood?
Yeah.
What is a spirit hood?
Brad, can you go grab my unicorn spirit hood out of the closet?
Because I know what a Robin Hood is, but I have a feeling like they're not the same thing.
No, I'm totally gonna show you. My Brad is gonna be like the nicest man in the world and is gonna grab it for me and plop it on my head. But yeah, you would see them at things like Shambhala or at raves, which is totally what I ended up going to. Shambhala is fun.
Right on. I've always had people that are like, you got to come to Burning Man, you got to come to Shambhala, and all these kind of things. I I can't see myself enjoying it. I can see myself enjoying it, but not like the amount that I would need to enjoy it for me to go all the way there.
Yeah, for how much you would
Spirit
pay to
Hood is your
go.
safe. Ray says Spirit Hood is your safe space. I don't understand any of those words when put together. Um, what do you think, Alexis?
It kind of makes sense.
I'm gonna argue that. Okay, so it's very, very furry and it looks very warm and comfortable,
Oh,
which
so
is
warm
always
and
a thing.
comfortable.
I've never understood that in terms of like those people are dancing and sweating, right? And they're also wearing like fur, and I don't get that because like I'm a
It's
fat guy and I sweat.
it's merino wool inside, so it temperature regulates. And also
Oh,
at festivals, the best sets are at night and it actually gets cold. So you want to wear your spirit hood, especially if you are responsibly, recreationally using substances, your temperature regulation sometimes goes a little wonky. So it's
okay.
good to have proper layers.
And I don't support or endorse drug use like the last 10 minutes when we were talking about doing acid.
So actually, oh, here's something kind of cool that I can talk about. So I did go to like the whole thing that got me into EDM, and when I actually tried LSD for the first time was I went to a music festival called Fozzy Fest. But what I did there is I actually volunteered in their sanctuary. And what a sanctuary
Okay.
is it's a safe space at a music festival. So let's say you eat too many mushrooms and you are not having a good time, you don't need judgment. You need a safe place to go sit and like drink some water and like calm the heck down. And the sanctuary is the place for that. And so the volunteers get them their basics and help ground them. We'd even have like toys that we could give them to like just ground and play with. And they could just ride it out in the sanctuary.
That to me is really cool, and it's like I've always looked at the punk rock community and the metal community as being like places that looked after you, but that's the one
Yeah,
area where that's just not true. If I see
yeah,
somebody at a punk rock show and they're tripping balls, there's every chance that, like, historically, not today Jim, but once upon a time Jim would be like, I'm gonna go fuck with that guy. Just that's a dick move. And
yeah.
I think that's like most places on earth, but that community, the EDM music community, is really conscious of like, wow, that guy's having a bad time, let's help. And I think that's really cool. uh just to clarify, for Ray had said, with regards to the spirit hood, she said yes, but when you're around lots of people, sometimes you need a sec to regroup. You can pull your hood down, and it's like a big hug. Fozzy is my favorite festival.
Oh, heck yeah. That is a really good description of how your hood can be your safe place. I like that.
And you know what? That description totally makes me go, oh, I get that. I don't know that I would need that necessarily, and I literally don't know. As opposed to, I would never need that. Um, but it makes sense, and it's a reasonable, like, that make my brain goes, oh, I could see how that would be good.
There's a
And that's
lot of
like,
lasers, like lots of lasers and flashing lights and visuals. So
yeah,
sometimes you need to tone that down.
I could see that, especially with the druggos, The last time I did acid was quite a while back, and it was at the 420 festival.
Ooh, good timing.
It was at that skeevy TNC, whatever they call that now. Fuck, I can't remember, but yeah, it's the TNC. And I went down for that, and it was super fun. I got there, and I was like, it was day 2 of 3 or something, and I was like, I have a tab of acid in my pocket. Boom. And I had like a really great time, but I had that same experience where like it's all heavy smoke and lots of lasers and loud music and people there all playing that like desert rock and gloomy, weird Sabbath on like half speed kind of vibe. And it was good. It was great. But there were times when I was like, need to go outside, need to not be around
Yeah.
humans. So yeah, no, I totally get that. Thank you, Ray. That's a good explanation. Pardon me. So, what's your favorite D memory? Obviously me.
My favorite D memory, I'd say the wedding, but I don't remember it very much. We were really drunk. Um,
That never happened.
no, that totally has to be the favorite D memory because that's when I got to like go up on stage and sing with Oh Shit. And
Which
Frankie
would be,
played.
and sorry, Frankie played?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Monsieur Le Frog de Coeur. Yes. Yeah, that was a fun fucking night. I'm gonna agree with you on that one. I think for me, and this just proves what an antisocial creep I am, my favorite D memory was after the doors closed and everything got quiet and it was just this big open room and people slowly sort of faded out, the bar staff. And I was always there till the first trains are running going north. So I'm there for like, till 5:30 in the morning. And that was my favorite time in the D. My favorite actual like being in the D and having fun with other humans memory. I'm gonna go with it was a story I mentioned last night when I was chatting with Mark, and that was I booked the 427s and Class Action to play, and
Nice.
unbeknownst to me, they got the horn section from Class Action to come up, and they gave them charts, and they played a couple of 427 songs together. That really cool like Quentin Tarantino vibe music that they do. That's like all instrumental surf rock, and the horns came in and it was just like, oh my god, I am so in love right now.
That sounds amazing.
It was so good,
Oh,
but mostly I just hated
and
the
Maddie
people.
and
Maddie and Kiri, yeah.
Maddie and Kiri's wedding is another one. The D is
Yes,
a good
that's
place for weddings.
I can't make my phone do things. That's a painting Kiri did.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, yeah. Maddie and Kiri's wedding. Aside from being the bartender and knowing that I had to clean the bar up, and then they brought the goat in, and I was like, oh, or not goat. It was a sheep, I think.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I was like, don't need this in my life. Don't need this at all. Um, Aside from that, that was a fantastic night, and everyone was just awesome. It's not
Yeah.
entirely true. I actually had to stop one of my best friends from beating up a guy in the girls' bathroom because I think they went in to do coke or something, and my best friend was in the girls' bathroom doing girls' bathroom things, and this guy comes in. She's like, "Get out of here, dude!" And he's like, "No, it's okay," and just pulled the privilege card. I know this person and I know this person. She's like, "I'm gonna fucking hurt you," but that didn't happen. No one actually hit anyone, so it all worked
That's
out.
good. There's a sign. It said don't do coke in the bathroom. It was very clear.
Right. And that was how I used to, when I'd go into the bathroom and bust somebody doing coke, I'd be like, we fucking put it on a sign. It's stitched in fabric. You should know better. Actually, one of the best moments for that was right after we opened. I don't know what the show was, but I know that the drummer from We Found the Body was there. And his name is escaping me, even though he's like a guy I know. I'm not gonna dwell on that. So he's there, and he goes outside to do cocaine because cocaine was one of the things that he enjoyed. And there was kids, and his car was parked in the back, and there's kids like chopping up a line of cocaine on his car, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And they go, we went to go do cocaine in the bathroom, and like there's a sign that says please don't do cocaine in the bathroom, and like the guys that work here, they're kind of big, so we were like, we don't want to fuck around. So they went outside, and just the first thing that happened to be right there was Buddy's car. And so they're chopping line. He just comes up, he's like, well, you need to do better. Anyway. Stole their coat. Well, Alexis, my dear, it has been absolutely wonderful chatting with you and regaling and remembering stuff. But I feel like if I sit in this position any longer, my back is actually going to just get up and leave me. So I think I'm gonna call it a night, and I just want to say thank you so much for chatting with me and for catching up with me, because I've missed you.
I've missed you too, so thanks for chatting with me. It was fun.
I think that was I missed you too, and this was fun, but I don't want to be putting words in your mouth because it was all laggy on my end. I don't know if it was that what you said, because
You could be a Zoom therapist. You're really good at filling in the blanks.
well, I'm not a Zoom therapist, but I certainly I work a lot on the home-based interwebs, and people will be like, "So Jim, for tomorrow, and then I'm like, "Oh, you want me to finish that spreadsheet and be able to tell you which service accounts need to have their passwords expired?" And they're like, "Yes, I knew that." Ray says she liked watching, which is good because we liked your input, Ray.
Yes, thank you. It was awesome to have everyone here. How many people did we get watching? I can't see.
I don't know. I can see like right now, well, I don't even think that's real because I saw like 2 names in the thing, and there's more
There's
than that.
9 people watching.
Whoa, you just zoomed in right there. You have mine
I
says
just
2.
zoomed in.
That
Oh,
scared
well,
the
mine
shit
says
out of me.
9. So maybe 9 people have seen it and only 2 are watching now. Maybe it's just Ray and Brad watching.
Maybe, I don't know. At
Oh no,
any
Brad
rate,
says it's 9. Brad says it's 9. So we're good. It's not 2.
yeah, it literally, I have 2, and it looks like you and Ray are the only people according to my Facebook Live. So it's somewhere between 2, 9, and 150.
Perfect.
Perfect. All right, we will definitely. I'd be more than happy to do this again and have another chat with you because I've enjoyed very much, and maybe, just maybe, we can get to the bottom of all of my my deep-seated childhood turmoil,
Oh yeah, I'm super good at that.
which is good because man, we're gonna need a couple hours for that. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, Sean Raven's
Alrighty, we're
there.
shooting
He
next
says,
time.
It was interesting." What's that? Sorry.
Oh, I don't even know. I got distracted by what you were saying. I forgot what I was saying.
It's okay. I have that effect. All right. Anyways, again, thank you so much for your time, and I'm gonna bolt and go and eat the pizza that I ordered, which is sitting next to me, smelling delicious.
Pizza.
Again, thank you so much. It was great. Pizza, good. All right. Sorry.
I'm so jealous of your pizza.
And you should be. It's pretty much the perfect pizza. So I'm not
Oh, well, you want to
bragging about it,
know
but
you want to know what I'm having? Steak and
yes.
twice baked potatoes.
And you're jealous of my pizza?
Yeah, a little
Then
bit.
you have the wrong priority.
It's because
All right.
pizza
You
would
have
be
a great
faster.
night.
Good night.
It definitely, well, it was fast for sure because I didn't have to do it. Good night, love, and I will see you soon.
Bye.